Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mario Pedro Gould. You are now tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network. It is another beautiful morning. The sun is out. The man has made his prayers. I have done a phenomenal yoga class, and I just got home from buying and drinking a wonderful chocolate lovers shake from Victoria's Health Food Store on Hornby. It was filled with almond milk, dates, wheat jam, pumpkin protein, all the good things that you need to be in great health, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're paying attention to the introduction that I just made to you here right now, because what I'm trying to put across to the table to you, ladies and gentlemen, is how you begin your day has a significant impact in how the rest of your day actually progresses. And this repeated day in, day out has a significant impact in how the rest of your week progresses, which, if we extrapolate into the future, will have an impact on how your months turn out, how your years turn out, and how your life as a totality actually turns out. The question that I have for you, ladies and gentlemen, is what is it that you're doing on a day-to-day basis to give yourself the home court advantage of starting your day off with excitement, enthusiasm, peace, joy, calm, and clarity? What is it that you're doing on a day-to-day basis? This is very important, and this is very important to successful living, and it's a good foundation for the subject that we are going to explore today. We're going to be looking at the number one enemy. The number one enemy. I believe it is the number one enemy to successful living, and it is, ladies and gentlemen, do I have your attention? It is tension and stress. Tension and stress, ladies and gentlemen, plays a significant role in your ability to manifest prosperity, your ability to manage stress, tension within your body. Your ability to manage stress and tension within your body will dictate and determine the kind of results that you produce in the external world. So, when we're talking about tension and stress, there's two places that tension and stress normally attack. And the challenge with tension and stress is, by the time that you notice that there is a significant amount of stress and tension in your body, it is usually a little bit too late, because you've ignored a lot of signs, and now you have to get into an emergency state of mind to try to turn the trajectory around and get yourself back into health and well-being. So tension and stress will usually attack the body, but normally, unless you're very conscious, you will not know that there is a significant amount of tension and stress in your body. And we're going to talk about how this actually impacts your overall performance, with an example that I'm going to use. And then the second place where tension and stress impacts you is the clarity that you have in your mind. When you have a lot of tension and stress within your body, you kind of lose the clarity in your mind. Now, your mind is a problem-solving machine. It is a vehicle that you use to solve problems in the external world. So if your mind is not clear, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be very difficult for you to demonstrate and manifest successful living in whatever shape or manner that you define that for yourself. Today's conversation comes at a very critical juncture in my life. I have a wonderful example that I'd like to use, and hopefully from my example that I'm sharing here with you, you'll be able to glean some information and make it practical and applicable to your own life. Ladies and gentlemen, I have decided, I have spent I spent half my life in Africa and the other half of my life, here in the Western society, and in Canada specifically. And I decided that I'm going to take my game overseas. I'm going to take my game for the next few months, to Africa, and then after that I'm going to explore different parts of the world. So I'm setting the infrastructure and foundation for when I actually get to Kenya. I can hit the ground running and get a lot of businesses, a few key businesses that I'm involved in, running with a lot of momentum and gusto. So what that means, ladies and gentlemen, what that means is that for the past few weeks, I have been working my butt off a lot. And I made a conscious but a stupid decision to make some sacrifices, as it pertains to my health. Make some sacrifices as it pertains to my daily operating procedures that I use always to give me the home court advantage before I go into the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I made a mistake which majority of people out there do, is to focus 100% of my energies on one dimension of my life, which is, building my business, building my career, making money. I wasn't taking care of my body. I wasn't taking care of my spiritual health, I wasn't taking care of my mental health. And it started catching up to me, ladies and gentlemen. It started catching up to me, and I noticed I'm very in tune with my body. I noticed a few days ago, and pay attention to these signs when they will occur in your own life. When tension and stress mounts due to you maybe doing a lot of something and neglecting other areas of your life. I started to notice, ladies and gentlemen, my number one asset that I use to solve problems in the world is failing me, which is my mind. My mind was not clear anymore. My mind was becoming a little bit fogged up, and times I would find myself forgetting simple things, like maybe where I left something, and I never forget anything. I started noticing, ladies and gentlemen, that my body was giving up on me. I was getting tight, in all sorts of places. And I started noticing that when my body was giving up on me, when my mind was giving up on me, fear started to increase in my body. So you look at the combination of all of this. The mind is cloudy, the body is not feeling great, fear is in existence. What is the outcome of that, ladies and gentlemen? The outcome of that is decisions that are made on a day-to-day basis that are not as clear and progressive as one would have them if their body and their mind is in great shape. So this was a good experience for me to go through, because prior to the last few weeks I have always maintained my ability to take care of myself and actually then go out into the world. So I had forgot how important it is to actually take care of yourself. So this past few weeks, when I've lost my balance, I have clearly been able to see how it is very, very, very important to put first things first. And to me, first things first is my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical health. As within, so without. So I'd like to share with you what I discovered for myself that enabled me, to come back here on Sunday and make this video feeling good again. Was that I realized that the number one thing that you have to do when tension and stress is built up on your body, is, for me, number one thing that I have to do is I had to find a way to get in touch with the expansive universe. I had to get out of my head trying to solve all these many problems. And getting in touch with the expansive universe for me was taking long walks. Going out. Recently I was at the Kitsilano beach, going to North Vancouver, and just spending time breathing the fresh prana, putting myself in front of the ocean, looking at the sun reflecting on the water. And somehow, some way, as I spent more time with nature, I was able to connect to a greater part of existence other than me. Then, the next thing that was very important for me to do to eliminate tension and stress in my body is to get in touch with my body. Now, I have no idea how you get in touch with your body, but for me, it was, I went and did some yoga classes. And when I was doing yoga classes and I tried to bend, I noticed that my body was in so much pain, ladies and gentlemen. And I realized that when my body is in so much pain because I've lost touch with my body, then the energy and the prana is not flowing very freely up and down. And when it's not flowing very freely up and down, when you meet me, you cannot feel my presence, you cannot feel my energy, you just feel a block. I got in touch with my body. And then I've spent a lot of time, in relaxation in the past 3 days, whether it's the hot tub, and just trying not to rush, because I'm always in a rush to go somewhere, taking time to walk around the city and just do things that I usually do not do, taking pictures, whatever it is. And ladies and gentlemen, this enabled me to reduce the tension and stress in my body. And it's interesting because it's enabled me to come here today and just like come out here and speak to you impromptu. I didn't prepare my speech, and this is everything coming out because my mind is a little bit clearer. So my invitation to you, ladies and gentlemen, is if you have been focusing a lot in one area of your life, it could be work, for an extended period of time at the expense of other areas of your life, remember that you're a whole being. If you have been focusing on one part and neglecting the others, there is a good chance that there is a significant amount of tension and stress that is building up in your body. And if left unchecked, this tension and stress is going to result in your body giving up on you. And if you don't have a very strong immune system, the first thing that will happen is you will fall sick. And once you fall sick, you lose your productivity anyway. So you really want to pay attention to that. The next thing that will happen is, your mind will begin to become unclear. And you're just not in your sweet spot. When you're in your sweet spot. You're just not in your sweet spot with your mind, with your thinking, when you're talking to people, when you're interacting with people in business, when you're interacting with people socially, when you're making plans to move forward, your mind is unclear. This is a sign, ladies and gentlemen, that there is a significant amount of tension and stress within your being. Once you discover that there's stress within your being, then start putting in place. Take a proactive approach to eliminate the tension and stress by getting in touch with your body in whatever way it works for you, getting in touch with the universe, as a whole, and getting in touch with your deeper values by stepping away from what you're doing often and getting into, some form of relaxation. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here wishing you a magnificent week. I'm sending you a blessing, a wish of peace, joy, and happiness. Talk to you next time. Adios. Adios.